Hey everyone, this is Helen from OCCULT Projects. I thought I'd do a little unboxing video today of the Cat Tarot. So I know this isn't a new deck, but it's new for me, and I thought it'd be interesting to have a look at the cards, first look, and see, just what is the reaction for someone who is a tarot reader, who has some experience with other decks. So straight away, actually, just added a little detail that I thought was really cute. When the box came, I love little details like this that you get with a lot of the boxes, the tarot boxes these days. So I was really thinking about, this is definitely made by a cat lover, like completely made by a cat lover, like so many little details like this. And I am a cat lover as well. I have a little black cat called Glenn. And so that is what attracted me to the Cat Tarot. So let's have a look. So I just want to cut this, but I don't want to cut any of the cards. Just make sure I'm doing this safely. All right. So it's a really important thing these days to know if your tarot deck is genuine or not if you get a little book with it. So for a lot of decks, this might be like the little white book, but with Cat Tarot, they've got like a little kind of bound book, which is really cute. The pictures in it are just black and white, but some people might prefer colored images, but I don't really mind too much because, you're using it with the deck, so that's fine. So this is a nice little detail. We've got upright and reversed meanings in here if you work with reversed cards. Some people do, some don't. A couple of spreads. Oh, this is really cute. So they have they've renamed, I don't know if you can see this. So they've called the Celtic Cross the Loaf. That's very cat themed. And the horseshoe, I'm a big fan of the horseshoe spread actually. And they've called it the cat stretch. I want to call it the stretch. Big stretch. Okay, so let's take a look at the cards. So I ended up having a quick look through the deck, and I'll start off by saying that I think some of the cards' imagery works really well, and there's some cards that personally I would have done a little bit differently, just knowing cats and knowing tarot. But overall, it's a super cute deck, and it's really great, light-hearted version of tarot. And I think that's the main point, really, isn't it? It's meant to be light-hearted. It's not super serious. So we'll take a look through the major arcana and then the minor arcana. I'll pop these over to the side just now. Okay, so I'll just very briefly go through each card and say if I think it worked well and maybe what I would have done differently. The Fool, I would have liked to have seen the cat moving, maybe leaping, but we can see the sort of like naivety is kind of coming across there. So, okay, that kind of works, but I would have done it differently. Magician, I really like this because of the arm, like the hand sort of paw positions. It's kind of similar to the Rider-Waite-Smith Magician, as above, so below. And we have the reference to the elements and the lemniscate. So I think that's I really like this. High Priestess, I do like this card because it has this kind of like that air of mystery and that kind of sense of knowing, and we have the moon reference, and the curtain is like the veil, so that works. The Empress, very cute. The imagery of like comfort is nice there. I think the red color conveys a little bit of the fertility and kind of vitality, and maybe essence of like the kind of the pomegranate. It's the same color as like pomegranate, which is an aspect of the Empress and the theme of like Persephone. The Emperor, I think this is an interesting one because the cone, cats generally don't want the cone. So I think this is an interesting way of looking at the Emperor because it's like, this is done for his or her protection, and because people love and care about him. So there's systems in place, there's things in place to assist the emperor, and he is a subject of those systems as much as the one responsible for them, if you like. So I thought this was an interesting perspective of the emperor. The Hierophant, I'm not getting Hierophant themes here. Like, to be honest, this looks a little bit more hermit to me. I don't really know why the cat's only got one eye, and I'm not quite sure the reference to the crows. I'm not getting any kind of like, I don't know, higher mystery vibe or tradition vibe in this. The Lovers, this is cute. We've got a sense of like duality with the different coloured cats, and then the different directions that the grass would have been mowed in to create the lines. I'm not really getting a sense of choice or two different paths that we might get from the Lovers, but I think that the two different coloured cats coming together in a union is enough. The Chariot, the only thing I'm getting from this is that the cat is in a big chair. I'm not really getting the kind of the willpower or the victory kind of vibes from this, but it looks cute anyway. Strength, I think honestly this actually has an opposite imagery that I would associate with strength. Strength is more about control, but the cat, it has not controlled itself when it's killed the mouse, and you know the roaring. I'm not really getting the sense of control, but I like the lemniscate reference here. I would have preferred this, something like this, more like the devil rather than strength. The Hermit, the cat looks scared, like it's hiding, rather than choosing to be alone, because sometimes cats like solitude. So it's got like that isolated vibe, but not the introspective one. So it kind of works, but it's a little bit more fearful. It seems fearful of others or hiding from others, rather than calmly and consciously choosing to separate. Wheel of Fortune, I'm not getting a sense of... I'll start that again. That was fast. The Wheel of Fortune, the only reference is image-wise is the wheel. We're not really getting a sense of things out with our control, forces out with our control. There could have been a more creative way of doing this, but I think it's fine. Justice, I like this card. Yeah, if you're gonna put your hand like this towards a cat, if you have a cat, you know, you're just kind of asking for it. So it's like, as you have sown, so you shall reap. If you put your hand like this, you're gonna get bit. So it's a consequence. The Hanged Man, we've got the tree reference, we've got the upside down reference, but that really is it. Which is fine, I guess. But the cat can very easily get itself out of this situation, out of this position, and I'm not sure if this conveys about a different viewpoint, different perspective, or any sense of transformation. Death, super cute. I like this. I think this is really funny, because death, like the Hoover is there to like clean up. You know, it's to get rid of the old. That we need, that we need to make way for the new, something new and fresh. But it's a little bit scary for the cat because it doesn't quite understand it, but it will enjoy the cleanliness of the afterwards. Temperance is just the water, really. I'm not really getting the sense of like alchemy or of like, the art and science kind of like blending here. I don't know. I don't really get that one. The Devil, I can see what they're doing here. I think I can see how some people would like this and find this kind of funny. I don't really think it works. If I'm getting a cat tarot, I want only cats. Again, I think the card for strength would have been better here. I really like this one. I think it works really well. Yeah, if you've ever been near like lightning strike when you have cats, then you know that they get really scared by it because they don't really understand it. And the cat tower, I like that reference. This looks quite similar in like the way that the cats are falling and the tower and the lightning strike. Visually, it's quite similar to the Rider-Waite-Smith. The star, I'm really not getting star vibes at all from this. Yes, we have these stars here, but the spilling of the water is less consciously about like in the Rider-Waite-Smith where the figure is pouring water into the earth. It's more that cat's just like pushing things over. It kind of feels like they drew this picture and then stuck some stars on it, to be honest. The moon, I think this is a really tricky one because for us, like when it's nighttime and when we have the moon, we can't see very well. And that kind of uncertainty is part of the message of the moon, but cats can see maybe better at night, I think, or they can see equally as well. So it's difficult to convey that sense of like, I'm not quite sure what's going on and have to rely on my intuition. So they've stuck with like the visual kind of imagery of the dogs and the crayfish. I think it's not a crayfish, but I can't quite remember what it is. Crab or something. So that's fine. That's all you can really do with that. I think this one is cute, but I don't really understand why the cat looks like it's lying down, but it's standing up. But I like the sunflowers and, you know, the reference to the sun there. I really like this one because this cat looks really knowing, and we have the kind of like Egyptian reference here to the little Eye of Horus, which has got kind of, it's more that kind of nod to Egyptian style is kind of closer almost to like the Thoth system with the Aeon, rather than the kind of Christian symbolism from the Rider-Waite-Smith. So I like this one, but the shape of the cat, it looks really muscular, a little bit scary. So the World card, I think this could have been done a little bit better, to be honest, because the symbols on the corners could have been more closely related to the astrological symbols, like the fixed signs that you get in the Rider-Waite-Smith. But visually, yes, we have the wreath, we have some things in the corners, we have the red ribbon, and the exposed belly shows that, I suppose, the cat, the figure, is open and relaxed about being open to what there is in the world, in what's coming next. Okay, now on to the minor arcana. So again, I think some of these worked and some of them I would have done a little bit differently. We'll start with the suit of swords. Now with the swords, they convey the sword symbol using the claws and the teeth, which I think is really creative, and I think that works really well. So Ace of Swords, we just have one little claw, cute eyes. I'm not sure what reference it has to the Ace of Swords, but just that, but that's okay. Two of Swords, okay, so a cat's yawn. I'm not sure about the reference to the Two of Swords, where we have maybe like indecision or a kind of pause after something has been initiated. I don't know. Three of Swords, we've got like three little teeth biting into the heart. I think this looks cute. I do quite like this. Four of Swords, like we have the four teeth here, but this is a cat that looks like it's mid-play rather than resting. So I don't know, I would have done that one a bit differently. Five of Swords, I would have done this differently, to be honest, because I think that cats show their backs to others when they're comfortable. This is like a very kind of, this is like a human thing, to turn your back on someone when you're kind of not pleased with them. But I think maybe cats doing like a crab, like the, you know, the cat crab, would have been more appropriate. Six of Swords, it's just the claws really. Seven of Swords, I don't know, I'm not really getting a sense of like strategy or maybe trying to get one up on other people with this one. Again, I think that could have been done a bit better. It's just a clause. 8 of Swords. Okay, I think we can kind of give them this, like the cat has got itself in a position where it's not going to be easy to get itself out, and they might panic, but it just needs to take its time, really, which is, you have to just, for the 8 of Swords, you have to take baby steps and just like slowly keep moving forward. But if we panic, then we could create problems for ourselves. So I think that works. 9 of Swords, I'm not getting 9 of Swords at all, really. It's just the clause. I don't know, I think there's plenty of situations where cats are anxious, and I think that could have been conveyed. Not that I want to see an anxious cat, but I think that this is, if you're going to do it, this is the card. And 10 of Swords is kind of the same. I'm not seeing reference to like the incoming dawn or a clear ending for something. So I don't know. I do like this one because we've got the airplane ears. So the cat looks like a little bit defensive, which is an aspect of the Page of Swords that sometimes maybe people might gloss over. It's the most kind of cautious of the court cards, of those sword court cards. Knight of Swords, I like this one because the cat is just leaping, like maybe it's going to fight, maybe it's going to play, but it's going to do exactly what it wants. Queen of Swords, I'm not really seeing a Queen of Swords reference, like maybe with the wallpaper a little bit, but it's just a cat in a chair. And the King of Swords, this cat looks more like you would imagine for like maybe a King of Pentacles, because it's kind of like plump cat and there's little references to like nature. But I suppose the butterflies, like there are butterflies references in the Rider-Waite-Smith, but this cat doesn't look like it looks a bit more like fool-esque, like a little bit silly, rather than the intelligent and very like mindful and detached thing that you would expect from the King of Swords. So I don't know. So that's the Swords. Next we have the Wands, the suit of Wands. So Ace of Wands, I do like this. We've got like the energy, the vitality that you would get with wands. So the wands, a lot of the wands references is like the toy, which I think is nice. I like that. But the Two of Wands, okay, we've got kitten, which I suppose is a nice reference to the road ahead, I suppose, the path ahead. But I'm not too sure about like the water reference. I would have liked to seen that in the Three of Wands rather than a cat staring at the wall. But I think in another way it does work, because we have one cat who's just maybe happy with the status quo and another cat who's perhaps a little bit bored of it and it's looking elsewhere. So there's a little bit of that, which is fine. This is very nice, the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is often about like the celebration of life. And yeah, there's nature reference. So with the four kind of like pillars with the vines around them. So this one is quite nice. I like that. Five of Wands. So it's interesting that all the mice and all the toys are the same, because an aspect of the Five of Wands is about like diversity. The cats are the same and the toys are the same. It's just the cat's eyes that are different colors. I don't know. I think the diversity aspect and the conflict aspect could have been expressed a little bit better. Six of Wands, I think we could have had more of like this celebration aspect. So I'm not too sure. Seven of Wands, I think of the Seven of Wands as about like standing your ground, defending your achievements in a way, and I'm not getting that. No. Eight of Wands, why not have a cat doing zoomies? I think zoomies would have worked better. The Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands, often I think of the term battle weary, and I'm not seeing that here. 10 of Wands can be like a spiritual trial or a labor of love or a burden that has accumulated starting from a labor of love, and it just looks like the cat has lots of toys and they're kind of bored with them, so I'm not too sure. Page of Wands, why not have like a brightly coloured cat, like a really interesting like breed of cat? I don't know, but I suppose they're conveying the kind of the naivety that you can sometimes get with the pages. Knight of Wands, I like this because we've got like the bum wiggle, which is cute, but the Knight of Wands to me is like a person who's a Knight of Wands will they'll be like a daredevil type. They'll go to places that they've never been just for the sheer fact that they've never been, because they want adventure in life. So I think that the Knight of Wands could have been outside. The Queen of Wands, I think the Queen of Wands should be strutting her stuff rather than sleeping. But I do like the kind of the Leo reference and the fire reference. The King of Wands is fine. I'm not really getting a kingly feel to this one either. So that's Wands. And now onto the Suit of Cups. Okay. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of bowls of water, which is absolutely fair enough. It's absolutely fine. And I like the Ace of Cups, that it's kind of like this is like the water is regenerating, I suppose, it's refreshing itself. You imagine it's going through a filter. And I like the lotus flower references. Two of Cups, very cute. We've got like a little bit of collaboration. We've got two coming together in harmony. Very nice. Three of Cups, why not have three cats? Or is the reader the third cat? I can get on board if that's the case. That's how I'm going to see it. Four of Cups, so we've got the hand offering a cup, and the cat maybe doesn't seem so interested, but it is looking in one. I think the cat could be looking at like all of them and sort of show that they're not interested, so that could have been done a little bit differently. Five of Cups, I'm not really seeing anything about regret or disappointment, quite the opposite. Six of Cups, so we've got like a little bit of a nostalgia reference with the cat and the kitten, so maybe they're family, or this may be a memory of when that cat was a cute little kitten, but it's a little bit basic, I think. Seven of Cups, so the Seven of Cups, I think of the term like the phrase fool's gold. A lot of the cups should be like mirage, but instead it's just the bowl colors are different and the food all looks the same, and the cat's just like, I don't know which one to eat, but they're all available, so it's almost there but not quite. Eight of Cups, so we could have had a cat walking away from something, really, because that's a common kind of image for the Eight of Cups. But I suppose it's like it's not interested in the empty cups, but why would it be? Nine of Cups, sometimes known as the wish card. Your greatest desires, or it can be about enjoying like the simple pleasures in life, being happy with everything that you've achieved and what you've managed. I'm not seeing that here at all. I'm not quite sure what the reference is with two different coloured cats, so I don't know. 10 of Cups, so we have like the rainbow reference, which is cute, but the airplane ears are kind of the opposite of what I would expect from the 10 of Cups. And this cat's by itself, so I think there could have been, you could have had a little cuddle puddle or some cat cats like grooming each other. Page of Cups, not really a fan of this. I think sticking its head, like we could have had a fish. The Page of Cups often is shown with a fish. Knight of Cups. I don't know. I suppose we've got a big empty cup, but I don't know. I think the Knight of Cups is a little bit passive. It's expecting other people to fill their cups, so there could be, reference to where a cat's looking for their human to kind of fill their bowl. So I don't know. Queen of Cups is just a cat on a counter. King of Cups looks a little bit more kingly. We have a fish, and we have the water reference. But when the cat is crouched low, it's not really giving me king vibes, I have to say. And that is Cups. And last but not least, we have the Suit of Pentacles. Okay, so I like the Ace of Pentacles. We have the hand offering the pentacle, and we have the 5-pointed star in the curtain. So that's a nice reference. It looks like it's not something that is super familiar to the cat, so it's the start, like the seed of a new journey. So that's fine. The 2 of Pentacles, I'm not really getting the sense of flow exactly. We're getting it visually with the string, but that's about it. The points come to an end rather than going in and upwards and downwards and in a loop. 3 of Pentacles, you often think of maybe like emergence, foundation, but the cat is chewing the box to bits, so it kind of has the opposite sense to it. I've got these the wrong way around. So 4 of Pentacles, the cat's not really guarding the treats, maybe looking at a little bit greedily. That was my first impression. Where's the rest of them? So I think it works a little bit, but it's kind of quite open, where the 4 of Pentacles is normally about being kind of closed off. 5 of Pentacles, I would have liked to have seen the treats on the inside and the cats on the outside, because we're not seeing this sense of being cut off from the cold, actually quite the opposite. 6 of Pentacles, there's no exchange, there's no giving is receiving. There's only 1 cat. I think there could have been more than 1. I'm not really sure this works. I think the 7 of Pentacles is fine. Yeah, that works, because you need kind of persistence, perseverance to work out the cat toy to get the treats. The 8 of Pentacles is associated with prudence, which I'm not seeing if the cat's going to eat all the fish. I think fish is more like a watery reference rather than pentacles as well. 9 of Pentacles, I think I would have liked to have seen the cat in a garden. I'm not sure, like this, we've got the bird reference, which is in the Rider-Waite-Smith, but the cat is not really, doesn't look like it's being friendly to the bird, I don't know, this could have been something a little bit more kind of opulent looking, I think. And the 10 of Pentacles, we have like the archway reference, we've got a lot of the similar kind of like color scheme, and if the hand, is stroking the cat, so we have this sense of like family, but I think it's a little bit dingy looking, with the brown watercolor, it looks like damp, but maybe that's just me. Page of Pentacles, so the pages are all really cute because they look a little bit silly, and I can understand why, because pages they're sort of meant to be at the early point in their career, I guess, so they don't know everything yet, but I think I would have liked to have seen this cat kind of focusing more on the treat. Knight of Pentacles, I like this one because, you know, the cat is determined, it's not moving. If you've eaten in front of a cat like this, then you know that they're gonna stay there. They're gonna stare at you like relentlessly until they get something. Queen of Pentacles, I'm feeling a similar kind of way to the Nine of Pentacles. Like, I think there could have been more. The cat could have been outside. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the maze reference is here. And the King of Pentacles, like, in a way, this is the most kingly looking of the deck because of maybe the size of the cat. And he's got his face in the whole treat jar, which is cute. So very kind of like earthy and sensual and liking the good things in life. But again, the bare walls, I think we could have had some more decoration here. It could have looked a bit more opulent. It could have been outside again as well. But that is it. That is my review for the Cat Tarot. So what did you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What would you have done differently? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.